Skin the Hardaway Southern T back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. I done had this EP sitting up for 2 days. You know what I mean? I was going to push it back again another day. But I said, you know what? Rather I'm up here 8 minutes or I'm up here an hour. Today, I'm getting this EP up off because I got some stuff on my chest. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to get what's good, Jose Diaz. Jose Diaz said, "What's good, my brother? Still at work. Salute to everybody." And I appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jose Diaz. Even though you got to be at work, understand people like you. Y'all are the people that make this channel go. Y'all are the people that make this channel grow. I appreciate y'all sticking, with your boy, through the ups, through the downs. Greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through. Again, I ain't gonna hold up too much of y'all time today, but we go get had this boxing conversation. We go get these thoughts across the way that the only way that we can do. Now, like I was saying, I had this one sitting up here, for a couple days, and this actually was said. What's good, right? This actually was said, by Frank Martin maybe sometime last week. You know what I mean? And I want to hit on it because it's something that I had also been saying. You know what I mean? Myself, right? This is a 135-pound conversation, right? It's kind of, I ain't gonna lie, the 135-pound division, they've been running this year, from the start. Ever since, ever since baby. Baby put the whole box in. Baby put the whole box in. But yeah, this has been a 135. This has been a 135, type of year. By 135, I mean the 135 have been the ones, that's been carrying the year so far, right? Lomachenko, Jermaine Ortiz, Frank Martin, and Michelle Rivera, at the end of December to go into the next year. Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, right? They've been pretty, 35 been pretty much, keeping us afloat right now. And now you got, Devin Haney and Lomachenko, seen and unseen. What's good? Shout out my guys, seen and unseen boxing. Can y'all do your boy a favor? When you slide on in, right? Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, right? Rather you just passing through. I know everybody got, things to do. So I greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through. About to have us a boxing conversation, right? I ain't gonna hold up too much of y'all time, but I do want to have a real conversation with y'all. And if y'all great people could, do your boy solid. Let's help keep the the likes with the views. Smash that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on it. But we having us a 135 conversation, like I was saying, right? 135 pretty much this year, at least so far, right? They have been carrying boxing, right? You got Gervonta St. Davis and Ryan Garcia. We have Rivera and Frank Martin in December, right? Right before the start of the new year. Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz, right? We had Raymond Maritala, not too long ago when he step up fight, right? So 135, they really been handling business, right? And it all kind of started with the announcements, right, of Hector Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis, right? They kind of kicked on off 135, and we rolled it right into Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, and Shakur Stevenson, right? He beat Yoshini. Yoshini had never been stopped before. Shakur Stevenson come up and he beat Yoshini. What's good, Roy? Shakur Stevens, he come and he beat Roshini. He moved up to 135, right? To turn up the 135 division. Shakur Stevenson go from 130 to 135, turn up the 135 division, right? Then he come in and he stop a guy at 135 who's never been stopped before, right? You know what I mean? So 135, they kind of been holding the torch. What's good, beautiful? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, beautiful. Glad you can make it, pimp. Shout out my guy. I called you pimp. Glad you can make it, Roy. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, right? But yeah, so you guys know Shakur Stevenson beating Yoshini, right? You got Gervonta Tank Davis giving us 2 fights early in the year before June, right? And then you got Devin Haney about to fight Lomachenko. Shay girl, what's good, Shay girl? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Shay girl. Let me put the cleans up here. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Shay girl. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. We're here having us a 135 conversation, right? I'm right now. I'm just giving y'all my spiel on it, right? How I see, 135 has been intensifying, right, since the start of the year, right? Hector Garcia Tank, Ryan Garcia Tank, Yoshini, Shakur Stevenson. You got Devin Haney about to fight Lomachenko. You got Raymond Maritala just fight. You had Lomachenko fight Jermaine, or you had Lomachenko fight Jermaine Ortiz, right? You know what I mean? So Frank Martin, right? We in the 135 division. I just named a bunch of guys, right? Today we're gonna have us a Frank Martin conversation. And Frank Martin said something, right, that I thought was interesting, right? Frank Martin said something that I thought was interesting when asked about, how he feel about being one of the top guys at 135 and the other top guys at 135. So I haven't read the article yet. I'm gonna read the article here. I like to do it. I like to do it live. Which y'all haven't read the article yet, right? But I'm not really sure who asked him about it, right? But Frank Martin was asked how he feel, about Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Gervonta Tank. That was good, Jose. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jose. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. And I asked him how he feel about, the top guys in his division. Frank Martin stated that he feels like that he is one of the top guys in his division, right? And Frank Martin also you can just put it in the air fryer. You can just put it in the air fryer. I ain't mean for you to stick the whole box in there. But I digress, right? So they asked Frank Martin how he feel about the top guys in his division. Frank Martin answered like we all thought he would, right? Frank Martin said he feel like that he is one of the top guys in that division, right? And they asked him, coming off his win over Michelle Rivera, how do you feel, right? You stack up with the guys in the top of the division. Frank Martin said something that I thought was highly interesting. Frank Martin said something that he's talking that talk that I want to hear, right? And then when you look at the ranking system, right, which is what we go do in a minute, it goes right along with exactly what Frank Martin said. So they asked Frank Martin how he feel about the guys in the top of the division. Frank Martin said he is one of the guys at the top of the division. He also said that he feel like that he beats Shakur. He feel like that he beats a Tank, and he feel like that he beats Devin Haney. He said he respects the guys at the top of the division, but he feel like he's ready for those guys, and he's picking himself to beat the guys atop the division, right? And that's exactly the kind of talk that we want, from our fighters, especially, the younger up and coming fighters, right? The unproven fighters, I should say, right? Because Frank Martin isn't, a young guy, but he is an up and coming guy, right? He got a little of a late start to boxing. He was a football player and a wrestler previously, right? So he got a bit of a late start to boxing. So when you ask Frank Martin, is he ready? I get, you asking, the reporter asking, Frank, do you feel like you're ready? Because Frank is new to this, right? I do think Frank, still has a whole lot to learn, right? But the things that he does them well. A lot of people forget, Earl Spence was also, a late bloomer to the game of boxing. So it's not out of the realm, right? For Derrick James, to train guys who get to boxing a little late. He actually is with the perfect trainer, right, for him. If he's getting a little late start to the game, right? So he got a little bit of a late start to the game, so he hasn't had the experience, right, of a lot of these guys, but he's up there in age in boxing terms, right? Like some of the more experienced but younger fighters. So Frank Martin kind of is one of those guys who's probably going to have to be fast tracked, right? So they asked Frank Martin, do he feel if he's ready, for the top guys in the division? And Frank Martin And Frank Martin said, of course, he feel like he's ready for the top guys in the division. He feels like that he is the top guy in that division and that he beats those guys in that division, right? I like the energy from Frank Martin. I had been saying for quite some time now, right? 135, right, is starting to feel that pressure of the division. 135 is starting to feel that pressure, of the up and coming fighters in that division. 135 is starting to feel the pressure, right, of having to make, these big fights. 135 is starting to feel the pressure of having to make these big fights. And when I say 135, mostly I mean Devin and Shakur, right? Because those are Devin and Tank, because those are the guys. Because those are the guys at the top of the division, right? And I think Frank Martin is the guy who is applying the most pressure at 135 right now. Sudden T, what you mean, right? Some may know, some people may not know, and I'm going to this article, right? This Frank Martin article. Some people may know, some people may not know, right? How the ranking systems go and how the ranking systems work, right? But Frank Martin is applying pressure right now verbally. Frank Martin is applying pressure, and Frank Martin is also applying pressure through the ranking system. T, what you mean? Well, if we go on over to the WBA ranking system, right? So when Frank say that he ready for him, what I'm saying is Frank ain't just talking. He talking like this for a reason, right? We about to take a look at the ranking systems. When you go over to the ranking system, right? The WBA ranking systems. When you head over to the Jay Lee, the chosen one, T Hunt, what's good, Jay Lee? What's good, T Hunt? Y'all do your boy solid, man. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Josh Sanders, what's good? Yo, I got 10 people in the building. I got 13 likes. I know more than 13 of y'all been through here. Can I get everybody in the building that ain't hit that thumbs up? Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Help your boy get in and stay in that good old algorithm. YouTube been being hard on your boy. They've been sending all my videos yellow, making me request it. And then the next day they'll send it green, right? But we want to keep that initial charge green. So y'all help your boy get right. Hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. But let's get to it, right? I digress. But I had been saying, for I ain't gonna say for quite some time, right? But I had been saying at least for the last half a year, right? A little over a year, man. Last 8 to 10 months, right? That Frank Martin is going to be a real problem in this 135 division, right? And now a couple years back, it was easy to overlook a guy like Frank Martin, right? You could maybe see the talent, right? You could see the athletic ability, right? But it wasn't a whole lot of a reason, right, that guys would want to go fight Frank Martin. He didn't have a belt. Right? He was a well unknown. He was a bit unknown, right? No strap, ranked under, the top guys. So it really didn't make any sense for guys to go out their way, and fight a Frank Martin, right? But you fast forward to now, and you look at the ranking system, the WBA ranking system, right? To be exact, you fast forward now, and you look at the WBA ranking system. Frank Martin is ranked in that. Frank Martin is ranked at the 135-pound division. Frank Martin is ranked directly behind Devin Haney, who is the WBA super champion at 135, right? And he's ranked directly behind Gervonta Tank Davis, who has the regular at the 135-pound division, right? So if we're going by ranking system alone, right, we got Devin Haney that's number 1 in the division. We got in the WBA, right? We got Gervonta Tank Davis, who's number 2 in the WBA because he has the WBA regular belt, right? And right behind Javante Tank Davis, there's this guy named Frank Martin. And Frank Martin has the WBA gold belt, right? So you got Devin with a belt in the WBA, you got Tank with a belt in the WBA, and you also got Frank Martin with a belt in the WBA, right? I had made an EP a while back saying that, the guys at 135, they starting to feel that pressure a little bit, and that pressure is being Frank Martin, because Frank Martin is a guy that we have known about for a couple years, right? But there was really no reason for a guy to have to fight a Frank Martin given his low ranking, right? Now, Frank Martin is at the top of the ranking system. Now, Frank Martin is at the top of the ranking system, right? And it's getting a little more hard to ignore exactly what Frank Martin is doing and has done up until this point, right? Let's go. Let's go to the article and let's read, verbatim, what Frank had to say. Again, this coming straight from the boxing scene, right? So this comes straight from the boxing scene. They do great work over there. Y'all do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Just hit them up in the air, right? But okay, I digress. What's good, Jay Lee? Josh said, I think Frank is ready now, but he should get one more fight in with a top 10 opponent, then go for the top dogs. So I think Frank Martin should fight Pitbull Cruz that will really counterpart him. So I agree with Coach Kenny that Tank needs to fight Frank now before he starts getting better and better with Derrick James. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. We about to read. Let's get to this article and see exactly what Frank had to say. Let's get to this article. Let's get to this article so we can see exactly what Frank had to say verbatim, right? So you don't got to take my word for it. 88 was good. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. He said Frank Martin versus Pitbull is a damn good fight. Let's get to it, right? Rising lightweight contender Frank Martin would love a chance to get in the ring with WBA regular champion Javante Tank Davis, right? Now, just to add a little context to this, because we gonna have us a little convo there. Just to add some context to this, right? I like the beginning of this article, right? It says rising lightweight contender Frank Martin will love a chance to get in the ring with WBA regular champion Javante Tank Davis. Michelle Rivera was the mandatory to Javante Tank Davis's regular belt, right? Frank Martin beat Michelle Rivera, which automatically put him, as Javante Tank Davis's mandatory to his WBA regular belt, right? But I digress. That's part of that ranking system that I was talking about earlier. That's part of that ranking system. That's part of that ranking system that I was talking about earlier. Devin 1, Tank 2, Frank Martin 3 in the WBA, right? So it's not far-fetched that, Frank Martin say, yeah, I'm ready for them guys now. It's because he's right in line. He's next up, right? He better be ready for them guys now, right? And I like it. I'd be more upset if he was saying that I need more time, right? But I digress. Martin was back in action in December when he dropped in decision Michelle Rivera in the battle of two unbeatens. Davis returned to the ring and picked up a tremendous win with a 7-round knockout of unbeaten Ryan Garcia. Martin was not shocked by Davis's stoppage of Ryan Garcia. He expected their contest to end inside of the distance. No, I wasn't surprised. I knew somebody was going to get stopped in that fight. I just didn't know who it was going to be. But I knew that somebody was going to get stopped. I did an interview prior, and I said it was going to be a stoppage versus Tank and Ryan, Martin told Fight Hype. I thought Tank was going to be the one stopping, but honestly, I felt like it could have been either one of them. It was just who landed that big shot first. The lightweight limit of the 135 pounds is loaded with talent. Martin is ready and willing to face the biggest names in the weight class, including Tank, Shakur, and undisputed champion Devin Haney. This is Frank Martin words, verbatim. He said, I'm right there, man. Whoever gives me that opportunity, I'm not ducking nobody. There are no, let's get him ready. I'm ready to fight them right now. If they want to give me an opportunity, I'm going to show them what I can do. I'm ready for them fights right now. This Frank Martin on the situation with the guys at the top of the division. He said there's a lot of good fights right now at 135. You can't really say who's the best until everybody gets in there with one another. Then you could really say who is the best. And that last little part about Frank Martin, I like that too. He said you really can't say who's the best guy right now until everybody really get in the ring and face each other. I had did a sudden TEP earlier, this morning, right? Because everybody automatically, calls Javante the best. Shower Allah. What's good, Shout? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Queen. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we lie. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know that you in the building. Let YouTube know, where you at right now. 11 people in the building, 17 likes. I know more than 17 of y'all been through here. Y'all help get your boy right. Get your boy spinning in that algo. Y'all know YouTube be turning all my videos yellow for whatever reason. I'll be having to put in my request so my ads and stuff don't be running until the next day or two, right? But while we in here, y'all help get your boy right, man. Y'all help get your boy right. Help your boy get spent in there. I go. We having us a 135 conversation, right? We talking about Frank Martin. And what Frank Martin said was, he's not ducking no smoke. Knockout, knockdown boxing. What's good, knockdown? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, knockdown. Glad you can make it. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Dang, we feel like starting. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy, right? So what Frank Martin basically said, when asked Frank Martin said, I'm ready to fight Devin right now. He said, you putting in the yellow, what you don't need to be saying crazy. Oh, yeah, I know, right? So basically what Frank Martin saying is right now, right? He said, he basically saying that if that opportunity rings, if they want to smoke, if they come knocking on Frank Martin's door, Frank Martin said that he gonna answer the bell. It ain't no, I need a couple more fights. It ain't no, he not ready just yet. Frank Martin said that he's ready to fight them right now. Now, I noticed something. And I've been noticing it for a minute, right? This division as a whole, at least from what I can see, this division as a whole, it's about to get real hard for them to keep pretending that Frank Martin don't exist, right? It's about to get real hard for them to keep pretending that Frank Martin don't exist. Now, one person, right, which is what we gonna talk about right here, because I also see something else getting misconstrued. You know what I mean? One person did say something back, and that was Devin Haney, right? Now we're about to go look at exactly what Devin Haney had to say himself, right? But I'm noticing something with this division. I'm noticing something with this division. This division ain't really trying to say Frank Martin name. This division ain't really trying to acknowledge Frank Martin. And guess what? I have no problem with that. I have no problem with it, right? With them not acknowledging, right, or not bringing up Frank Martin name if y'all are going to get in the ring and finally throw down with one another, right? Because y'all either go throw down with one another at the top of the division, or y'all gonna have to throw down with Frank Martin, the rising up and coming star in the division. Now we'll say this. He said, I would love to see Frank Martin against all them cats. Yep, I think Frank Martin right there. He said he gets spooky when the ghosts come around. Right. I'm saying, like, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. How many of them dudes? Shout out my girl Shop. She said, "Nah, Ghost needs in." How many of them dudes, out here saying Frank Martin name? How many of them dudes even acknowledging? My bad, my bad. But yeah, you know what I mean? So at this point, right? At this point, it really ain't no more getting around, you know what I mean, Frank Martin. You either gonna have to fight, one another, right? Devin Tank, right? We've been talking about Devin and Tank for years, right? Devin and Tank, Devin and Tank. At this point, y'all either gotta fight one another, right? Or y'all gotta fight Frank Martin. We don't want to see you fight no more Hectors, no more Ryans, or nothing like that, right? Once Tank just got Ryan Garcia out the way, right? Devin Haney, Devin Haney is about to get Lomachenko out the way, right? After y'all take care of Ryan Garcia and Lomachenko, it ain't nobody else that y'all could go down there and deal with for us to think, well, okay, that's gonna be a competitive fight. That's gonna be a competitive fight. Well, this guy might be Devin. This guy might be Tank. This guy might be Devin. This guy was good, Shower. This guy might be Devin. Be Tank. All right. It ain't no more. This guy might beat this person outside of Tank, Devin, Shakur, and Frank Martin. My girl Shower said, now Frank Martin needs in the room, right? And I'm noticing the pattern. Nobody is saying Frank Martin's name, right? Nobody is saying Frank Martin's name. It didn't get to a point now where we didn't hit a wall. We didn't hit an apex. We didn't hit a wall. You know what I mean? We didn't hit, right? Russ had to go ahead and get it on, right? If these guys not fighting one another, they gonna have to see Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Literally, my guy 88 said, "What's the rankings for Frank Martin?" 88. I tell you this, I think Frank Martin his overall ranking in that division is like number 6, but his ranking in the WBA ranking system, right, is Devin Haney with the super belt, right? You got Gervonta Tank Davis with the regular belt, and then you got Frank Martin with the gold belt. Those are the mandatories. You got Devin Haney. True enough, right? A lot of people don't know this, but true enough, Devin Haney's mandatory is Gervonta Tank Davis. It's been that way for a minute. His mandatory is Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis has a regular belt. The champion, the WBA super champion, don't have mandatories. Never did. Right? The WBA regular champion has to fight the WBA super champions mandatories, which would be Gervonta Tank Davis is the one that has mandatories. Gervonta Tank Davis mandatory was Michelle Rivera, who just beat Michelle Rivera. Frank Martin just beat Michelle Rivera. So de facto, it ain't been called yet. De facto, Frank Martin is Tank's mandatory. Tank is Devin Haney's mandatory. Hey, Daddy, if you're asking me how serious is the realness of this fight, is Frank Martin really a threat? Is he a problem right now? Yes, Frank Martin is a serious threat. He is a real problem right now because he's the gold champion in the WBA by ranking system. He's the 6th overall. I'm looking at it, right? He's the 5th overall 135er, right? Updated. He's the 5th now, and he's the 3rd ranked guy in the WBA with the gold belt. Devin got the big belt. He's 7 WBO, 6 IBF, 6 WBC, 2 WBA, and he ranked number 5 overall. His overall ranking is number 5. He the number 5th. Yep, 6 in WBC. He the number 5th ranked overall 135. So he's in the top 5. You know what I mean? And right, these guys ain't saying Frank Martin name, right? But one of these guys, right, Devin Haney did say something, right? When they asked, Devin Haney did say something in regards to Frank Martin, right? And people took it and they ran with it, right? I see some people, didn't quite grasp it the right way, right? But Frank Martin, expressed that he's ready right now, right? Devin Haney right now, noted we already went to the fact that nobody's really saying Frank Martin name, right? So nobody's saying Frank Martin name. Devin Haney went to the same boxing scene, post, you're right, that I just read from. Devin Haney went to the same one, right? And Devin Haney said he owed this shit. He should be, right? He said he owed this shit. He should be. Now, no, we just talked about nobody really acknowledging Frank Martin, right? But there go Devin. Devin said he owed this shit. He should be, right? Just saying with what Frank Martin had to say. Frank Martin said that he was ready, right? Devin Haney said he should be. He owed this shit, right? Now we know that Devin just on there talking. Devin just on there talking shit, right? He just on there shooting shit, talking shit, right? In no way, shape, or form, right? What I want to understand right now is how did people get Devin Haney saying that Frank Martin was too old to give him a title shot from that? You know what I mean? He said he should be shot. He just said that he old. He said he should be ready. He ain't say it was a problem. He said you old that shit. You should be ready. You know what I mean? He said you old that shit. You better be ready. That's what he said. He never said it was a problem. He ain't say I'm not giving him no title shot. I don't see how people got that from it. I don't see how people get. All he said was he old. Like why we so sensitive about this shit? He said he old. He better be. He better be ready. You know what I mean? That's acknowledgement. Ain't nobody else even said a word about Frank Martin. Ain't nobody else said a peep about Frank Martin. How he been a hypocrite? He ain't never said he wouldn't fight him. Yeah. He said, yes, what he's saying. Yep. That's what he's saying. He's the same. He better be ready. That's what he's saying. You better be ready. He ain't say I'm not fighting you. He ain't say I'm not fighting you. He said you better be. He should be. He said he should be. That's what he said. He ain't say I'm not fighting you. He said you should be. What the fuck? Basically, Devin saying, why is that even a question? Why is it even a question that you ready for 23-year-olds? You know what I mean? Type deal. That's acknowledgement, though, is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? So we know that Devin is aware, right? We know that he aware. And if you Devin Haney, people supposed to be gunning for you because you undisputed. You know what I mean? They supposed to be gunning for you. My thing is, I'm trying to see how everybody got that Devin don't want to fight Frank Martin from him saying he old, he should be. That's what I don't get. How did you get him not wanting to fight him from saying he should be ready? That's what I'm getting at. Like, I'm like, people saying Devin said Frank Martin too old to get a title shot. And I'm like, huh? Hold on, let me go see. He said, yeah, you're right, fam. He's saying that man should be ready. It's now never, basically. Right. Knocked out. Right. He was just and Frank and he was old. Frank 28 years old. That ain't no old man. He just making jokes on him. You know what I mean? He like, nigga, you better be ready. You old as shit. You older than me. You older than me. You better be ready. You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. He just did it in a rude ass way. Because he a boxer. Ain't no fucking feelings in this shit. Y'all remember, man, that was jumping out the... Man, look. Boxing done got soft in this mug. Boxing done got soft. Devin Haney can't call a nigga old no more. Y'all know other things Muhammad Ali used to call these people? Y'all know what Riddick Bowe two-pieced the nigga at the press conference, dog. Now, he didn't say that had nothing to do with Loma, though. Shower door, what I'm saying. I don't even know how people got Loma out of that. Like, that had nothing to do with him. He said he better be ready. Loma never said he wasn't ready. Know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Loma old too. But he ain't never, like, I don't even know how Loma got in there. Jay Lee. Like, but how is all he said is, bro, you better be ready. Like, people like, oh, you fighting Omen. He never said he wouldn't fight Frank. He never said he wouldn't fight Frank. He never said that. That's what I don't get. Like, how is people even going there? Like, he never said he's not fighting Frank. Like, at no point. Show me where he said he's not gonna fight Frank. I think people just got upset he called Frank old. I ain't gonna say it because then I'll be being rude like that. I think people just got upset he called that man old. Where did he say he won't go fight him? Yeah, he said he better be ready. That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. He said because they just came out and said Loma ain't old. I get what you're saying. He said Dale can't even say he wants to fight the best without Tank Group is saying he keep clout chasing. Man, Loma, he's saying Loma ain't old in the fact because people trying to say Loma trash. What you fighting Loma for? He old, right? Don't they saying what you fight him for? He old. You get what I'm saying? You can't say Loma a bad fighter because you say Loma a bad fighter. Then I'm gonna bring up Ryan Garcia, right? So you gotta say he old, right? Because I can't say Ryan Garcia old. You get what I'm saying? He's saying Loma not old in the sense where y'all trying to take my win away. Y'all trying to take my win. Y'all know I'm finna get away by saying Loma old. Loma ain't that fucking old is what he's saying, right? In this case with Frank, he's saying, I know Frank ready. He old as shit. He should be ready. Like, you better be ready. You 28 years old. You ain't no spring chicken. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't no spring chicken. That's what he's saying. You ain't no spring chicken, G. You better be ready. You better be ready, Frank. I think Frank ready, though. I think Frank is the ghost. I think Frank got the right name, Ghost. Frank Ghost Martin, because he's the boogeyman right now. And I ain't necessarily saying he the boogeyman like people are afraid of him. I ain't saying he the boogeyman like people are afraid of him. I'm saying he the boogeyman like people ain't saying his name. You know what I mean? People ain't even acknowledging him. You know what I mean? They ain't even acknowledging him. Now Devin just acknowledged him, right? And some kind of way people took that as Devin don't want to fight him, right? But Devin acknowledged him, right? These people acting like that man don't even exist. That's the first time I seen Devin say his name. I mean, acknowledge him. You know what I mean? And at first, D Freak, what's good, D Freak? Now I'm good, shout. And at first, right? At first, you could say, shit, well, he ain't ranked that high. No, he ain't even ranked. He ranked under me. He not in the top 10. He not in the top 5, right? Well, last year he cracked the top 10. Well, actually, last year he cracked the top 10 and he cracked the top 5 all at the same time. Because he was number 11 last year, right? And now he ranked number 5. So he didn't crack the top 10 now. So you can't say, well, I ain't got a reason to fight him because now, you do got a reason to fight him because he's the top 5 ranked 135-pound guy, right? What I'm saying is, man, I agree. I agree with Frank, right? I agree with Devin. I think you're ready. You know what I mean? I've been saying for a minute, Frank is going to be the one. Everybody avoiding one another, right? Y'all trying to not fight this guy, right? Just let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Because I don't think they're avoiding each other, right? But they haven't fought yet, right? Y'all fighting everybody else but one another, right? Tank and Devin and Shakur, right? Y'all fighting everybody else but one another, right? Now, y'all done let Frank Martin, who is 28, a guy that's older than y'all, same age as Tank, started a lot later than Tank. Tank started when he was 5. Tank was born to be a boxer from 5 to now, right? Frank Martin played football and he was a wrestler, right? So he picking up a new game. But he's the same age as Tank, right? Y'all done let this prospect, right? He's a little older. Y'all know who Frank Martin is. But he didn't go to jail. Frank Martin is the nigga off Creed. Y'all let this prospect, right? He hungry. Y'all let this prospect hit the scene. This prospect hungry. He had 17 fights, and he's saying, "Look, I don't need no more warm ups. I don't need no more fillers. I'm ready for the top dogs, right?" And I agree with him because I've been saying it for the last year. Frank Martin is ready for the top dogs. I said everybody lollygagging around, everybody pussyfooting around, not wanting to fight each other. Frank Martin gonna catch up to him. You know what I mean? As soon as Tank signed the fight Ryan and Ryan, and they said Tank ain't fighting nobody. Tank said, I'm fighting Devin and Shakur after that. I already knocked them out of sparring. Since then, now you got Shakur trying to fight Devin. You got Devin, man, going out passing around Tank mug shots, trying to get Tank to get a fight. You know what I mean? I feel like all three of them guys feeling their pressure. That's why Tank wanted to get that fight made with Ryan Garcia so bad. That's why Devin wanted to get this fight made with Tank so bad. That's why Shakur beating down Devin Haney's door right now. You know what I mean? That fight that you wanted, that fight you think is the one, it's time to get that fight now. You know what I mean? Because in your division, 35, you got a guy coming up in that division that you go have to see. So you either gonna have to get the champion or you gonna have to see the number one contenders. And right now, you would rather take your chances with the champion, right? Because the number one contender gonna be just as hard, if not an even harder fight than the champion. Because now you got to see the ghost. You got to see the ghost. And now you got to see the ghost, right? You don't just hear about the ghost no more. You got to see the ghost now. Now, I'm not saying that Frank Martin beats out of these guys, right? But what I'm saying is, if I'm one of those guys, if I'm one of the guys at the top of 135, right? Risk versus reward. The risk versus reward tells me I'd much rather fight Tank, or I'd much rather fight Devin Haney, or I'd much rather fight Shakur Stevenson, right? Mainly Devin and Tank. If I'm Shakur, I'd rather fight Devin or Tank, right? If I'm Devin, I'd rather fight, Tank or Shakur, right? If I'm Tank, I'd rather fight Devin or Shakur because it'll be looked at. I get a bigger, basically point blank period. I get a bigger bag for losing to Devin if I'm Tank. I get a bigger bag for losing to Tank if I'm Devin. I get a bigger bag from losing to Tank or Devin if I'm Shakur over losing to the Ghost Frank Martin. If I lose to the Ghost Frank Martin, then they probably going to say, "Oh, you weren't that good to begin with. You let the prospect beat you. You didn't even make it to Devin Haney. You didn't even make it to Tank. You didn't even make it to Shakur. We know that was going to sweep you if you let Frank the Ghost Martin, the prospect, beat you, right?" But I think Frank got all the tools to compete or beat any of those guys. I'm not saying he will beat those guys. I think he got all the tools to compete with or beat any of those guys. Now, of course, he gonna have to put it together on that night. You know what I mean? But if we talking, capability, if we talking is he capable? Yeah, he's capable, right? It's just about him, like he said, getting that opportunity. He said, if any of those guys want to give me the opportunity, then I ain't passing down the opportunity. I get to rocking this shit because I got ADHD and shit. I get to rocking this shit. I got ADHD. I have bad time sitting in one spot. I smoke this dope though, kind of setting me down a little bit. Ray Cuban TV, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ray Cuban. If y'all could, man, hit that thumbs up for your boy. 13 people in the building. I got 21 likes. I know more than 21 of y'all been through here. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we in the building. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. We having us a 135, you know what I mean, conversation. We talking about what Frank the Ghost Martin, had to say. He said this a couple days ago, right? I want to let it sit, let it simmer a little bit, right? So I can process my thoughts correctly. But I ain't gonna lie, these my last two EPs was inspired by the Great Yoda Wise Crush. Man, I was listening to the Great Yoda Wise Crush Cook on Instagram a couple days ago, right? On 135 and whatnot. And it sparked a whole lot of stuff right now. But he said something, man. He said 135 right now, they on fire. And 135 right now, they is on fire. 135 is carrying boxing right now. 135 is carrying boxing right now. You got guys like Frank Martin who not even champions. You got guys like Frank Martin who people don't even really know like that. You got guys like Frank Martin who virtually just started boxing, right? And Frank Martin probably beat. Think about it like this. Frank Martin been boxing for about 7 years, right? Now that sounds like a long time. 7 years, a long time. Not to be a boxer. Not when you're talking about professional fighting. 7 years is a decent amount of time, right? Not if you compare it to a guy like Tank Davis, right? Who's 28 and been fighting since he's 5. You know what I mean? So you do the math. 5 and 28. 5 and 25 is 20 years. You know what I mean? That's 20 years. So Tank been fighting 23 years. That man been boxing 23 years. Compare that to Frank Martin, 7 years. Devin Haney been boxing since he was about, and he started late. True enough, Devin Haney. I knew I fought Devin for a reason. Devin and Earl started late. And Frank Martin. But Devin Haney started at what? 12 years old? And that's late. Earl started at what? 15 years old? And you add that year. If Devin started at 12 and he's 23, that means Devin been boxing 11 years. Frank Martin been boxing 7 years. 7 years sound like a long time. 7 years is a long time in life. But now when you fighting, everybody he's fighting is younger than him and been fighting longer than him. And we talking about Frank Martin competing with the guy at the top of the division. This guy is basically virtually, right? Because I can't call him a prospect. It'd be disrespectful to call him a prospect right now. But this man was a prospect last year. This man was a prospect last year. You know what I mean? At first you could say, well, I don't got to fight Frank Martin. Frank Martin not ranked. He's not ranked. He's not ranked high. I'd be going down. Why would I reach down to fight Frank Martin? And you would have been absolutely right. I perfectly understood, Shakur, Devin, and Tank not fighting Frank Martin prior to this because they had no reason to. But as soon as, here you go, baby, my bad. My bad. But as soon as Frank Martin beat Michelle Rivera, we had to look at it different. You know what I mean? Because you know me, I like the belt. I'm the dude that like the belt. I'm the old school dude, right? Muhammad Ali said he wanted to be the champion. I believe him. Joe Frazier said he wanted to be the champion. I believe him. Sugar Ray wanted to be the champion. I believe him. Tommy Hearns wanted to be the champion. You know what I mean? I saw him do it. So I'm rocking with the belts. I ain't throwing the belts away because my favorite fight, I ain't got none. I ain't throwing the belts away. I'm sticking to the old school, man. You know what I mean? I'm sticking to the old school, man. You know what I mean? You got to get the strap. It's only nowadays in this new school shit where a man to tell you F them belts. You know what I mean? F them belts. Floyd Mayweather said, F them belts, I make the belts, right? But guess what? That was after Floyd Mayweather won 27 fucking belts. F them belts, I make the belts. Because you already collected all of them. Have y'all seen Floyd Mayweather belt collection? And he gonna tell you F them belts. He telling you F them belts to mess your career up so you won't go achieve greatness. So you won't be remembered as one of the greatest fighters ever. You know what I mean? You only can fight for so long. You got to be remembered for something other than making money. That Frank Martin started late but moving up fast. He's dangerous. Yeah, facts knocked down. And I do think he ready. And I do think he ready. I most definitely do think he ready. Do I think he beat all them guys? I don't know. I do think he's a formidable opponent, though. I do think if those guys not fight one another, right, they got to fight guys like Frank Martin. And it's up to us, it's on us to demand that they do it. Hey, Street, what's good? He said, what you say, my boy? Don't get a whole lot of time to support, but I got to when I see it. Salute my boy. Shout out my guy HG Mike. HG Mike. What I'm gonna try to do is right, since I do the night show, right? I'm gonna try to hit, I'm gonna try to do morning, evening, and night. Night. Even if I'm just chilling the night, I'm gonna do the night joint. I'm gonna try to hit it in the evening for my evening folks. Said Mayweather was undisputed. I believe Dev has already surpassed him in that department. Nope. Dev ain't nowhere near as good as Floyd Mayweather. Nope. Hell no. I ain't gonna do that. Nope. Fuck no. But I say this though. Dev did do something Floyd didn't do, and it's become undisputed. But you gotta look at this. Floyd also, it's like a 3-belt era, baby, right? When he first started, it was a 3-belt era, and then really that 4-belt shit kind of, that 4th belt made by Bob Arum and the WBO, they just kind of came in spite of Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, facts. Yeah. That 4th belt really came along in spite of guys like Floyd Mayweather, in spite of guys that want to leave top rank and go be great somewhere else. Bob said, well, I ain't going to let you be great. I'm going to add a belt, get it sanctioned, and I'm going to keep you, from being undisputed. So really, Floyd never even went after that WBO belt because Floyd and Bob was really butting heads the whole time. He said, as far as undisputed brother not being better than fight. Yeah, okay. My bad, knockout. My bad. Knockdown, my bad. I keep calling you knockout. Shout out my guy knockout boxing, 86 TV. I keep calling you knockout and your name knockdown. Shout out my guy knockdown. My bad, knockdown. But that Floyd got an interesting story. He don't talk about that enough. Like Bob was intentionally keeping that WBO away from Floyd. If you pay attention, Bob still is intentionally keeping that WBO away from them PBC fighters because the PBC and them don't do business no more. They opt. So he kind of, they fighters don't necessarily get undisputed. Terrence Crawford. But I digress, right? WBO belt. The WBO belt is always the hardest one to get. You know what I mean? Yeah, my bad, not that, my bad. That judge is the hardest one to get. But with Floyd, though, you got, Floyd was kind of butting heads with Bob because he left them. He left them to go do his own thing. And so they really want to create a way as to where, so they weren't going to let Floyd get that undisputed. But Floyd had all 3 of the belts every time he fought them. Go back and check Floyd history. You'll see IBF, WBC, WBA every time. IBF, WBC, WBA. IBF, WBC, WBA. IBF, WBC, WBA. Every time. It was only that WBO belt that Bob Arum wasn't going to let him get. So I don't even hold it against Floyd. Floyd was never undisputed. Right now, Floyd was never undisputed, right? But Floyd got multiple divisions, right? You weren't undisputed at one, but you got multiple divisions. So your accolades is in a different place. Your strength is in a different place. Devin Haney's strength is in undisputed because he did that and he was the youngest person to ever do that, right? So he got that undisputed tag. Now, if Devin go win multiple division after multiple division after multiple division, if Devin become a 4-time champ with his undisputed, if Devin become 2-time undisputed, man, but that's a different combo, right? That's a different combo. But yep. The ultimate goal is undisputed, right? But it's more than one way to skin the cat. But undisputed is that golden nugget, right? It's only one undisputed champion that's not in the Hall of Fame yet, and that's Corey Spinks. and he kind of got heels like off a humbug. Like he was good, right? But Corey wasn't just dominant. He beat a good fighter, got undisputed, and he lost it the next fight, right? But he the only fighter that won undisputed that's not in the Hall of Fame is Corey Spinks, and his resume ain't the strongest. His only thing is that one undisputed that he never defended. You know what I mean? Devin Haney won undisputed, defended. Now Jermaine Taylor in there. He going. He going. He ain't eligible yet, but he going. Jermaine Taylor got a resume. Tay, what's good, Tay? I see you. Tay, you know Jermaine got a resume. That boy going. He ain't eligible yet. And if Jermaine don't go, it's because of his boxing shit. He's outside of the ring stuff. Jermaine got a resume though. Jermaine got a resume though. You know what I mean? But he going though. He ain't eligible yet. No, Roy. Roy just got in. He said, yeah, it's criminal. He ain't in there. If you ask me, the resume series, yeah, he gonna get in. If he don't get in, it's because of the record, the jail time, the jail shit. You know what I mean? But 9 times out of 10, Jermaine go get in there. If he ain't already in there. If he ain't in there already, he go get in there. Because he got the wins. He got multiple Hall of Famers head on his resume. You know what I mean? You right though. He gotta be in. You right though. We finna see. You right though. Let's see. Jermaine in there. Yes, he is. He in there. He got in with Bernard, Jermaine Taylor, Ike Corte, Paulie Malignaggi, Yoel Foreman, and Mickey Ward. He got in there. He got in, Teddy. He in there. 2020, Teddy. 2020. He in there. He in that thing. See, I knew Jermaine was in there. Man, it's only one undisputed champion that ain't get undisputed, and that's Corey Spinks. And that's because Corey Spinks, he didn't even defend that jump, and he only got that one win. You know what I mean? BC, what's good, BC? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, bro. Glad you could make it, pimp. Glad you could make it. If y'all could, y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Yeah, Jermaine Taylor in there. Yeah, his resume real. Tony Roy, his resume real. You know what I mean? He in there. He a crazy. He from up the street. He an Arkansas boy. He from up the street. Crazy motherfucker. But yeah. But it's only one undisputed champion that ain't in the Hall of Fame, and that's Corey Spinks. And that's because his resume really is like he's only undisputed. Like his only thing is undisputed. You know what I mean? He didn't even get a defense off. You know what I mean? Corey Spinks don't really get the body of work. He just won that one time, right? And he lost them junks after. You know what I mean? But he's a pretty good fighter. Yeah, so if Devin retired today, would he make it or would it be another Spinks? If Devin retired today, I think he get in. He beat the man that beat the man. Actually, he beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, right? He beat Kambosos, who beat Tio, who beat Loma, who was the man at the time because Loma ain't want to fight him, right? So I think Devin get in because he beat Kambosos, right? He defended against Kambosos, right? And if he fight Loma on the 20th, say he retired after that Loma jump, I think he get in because he got two defenses. He got two defenses, and he got the Lomachenko head on his resume. Lomachenko got 2 losses. You know, they gonna put Lomachenko in there, right? So, hell yeah, I think he get in with the undisputed and with the with the resume he got today. That's if he stopped today at 23. You know what I mean? That's if he stopped today at 23. If you never win another belt nowhere else, if you never win another belt in another division after on the 21st after the Loma win, yeah, I think he get in, right? But Corey Spinks actually had a whole career. Corey Spinks actually had a whole career. You know what I mean? To do more than that. You know what I mean? After the 21st, maybe today, right? Maybe today, no. But after the Loma joint, I think you'll put him in there if he stopped. You know what I mean? Because he got a couple of defenses on that thing. His unpopular opinion: Ghost beats everyone. When Devin move up, shout out my guy Jason. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jason. Glad you can make it. Shout out my guy Jason slide through this thing, man. He said, "What happens if Loma pulls out? This death ain't no easy fight." He said, "What happens if Loma pulls it out? This death ain't no easy fight. If Loma pull it out, Loma gotta. If Loma pull it out, Loma go fight Shakur. You'll see Loma Shakur. It ain't an easy fight for Devin, right? But I think Devin go sweep him because Devin just better. You know what I mean? Hold on. It ain't an easy fight for Devin, right? But I think Devin go sweep him because Devin just better. Like how Tank just sweep Ryan Garcia, sweep him up, right? Even if it's a bit of a struggle, I think eventually it's gonna end up in a sweeping because Devin just better. You know what I mean? What's good, Teach? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Teach. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy. When you roll on in. We're here having this good boxing conversation. Right now, we just shooting the shit. We was talking about we having a 135 conversation talking about Frank Ghost Martin comments to the division, right? Talking about how pretty much his nickname is perfect, right? Ghost. Ain't nobody trying to say his name really. You know what I mean? He said Dev don't get no respect no matter what he do. I'm slick, huh, Jason? Slick. Shout out my guy Johnny Q. What's good, Johnny Q? Appreciate you sliding through. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I know I normally ain't on it this time. You know what I mean? But I felt the spirit. You know what I mean? I wanted to come in here and talk this good boxing with my people. This been sitting up here for like 2 days, so I said let me go and do this jump before I end up not doing it again for another day. You know what I mean? A1 Hoop Zone. What's good? Good, Pimp. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. TWT is in the building. Glad you can make it. He said, "Who do you spar to prepare for Loma?" I tell you who David Haney sparring, right? David Haney sparring the same guy that Ryan Garcia sparred to fight Tank Davis, the 5-0 Japanese prospect. You know, the dude that Ryan Garcia said was the Mo. Ryan Garcia said that he felt like his sparring partner was the one who told people that he had a rib injury during training camp, right? I was going to talk about how Ryan Garcia had an injury before the fight going into it, but then I said, you know what? Now, I ain't going to talk about that because I don't want to give nobody no excuse to give Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? But Ryan Garcia said his sparring partner is the one that told people that he had a body injury before he was going into, Tank told Ryan Garcia at the press conference, I know you weak to the body. I know you got hurt in sparring. I know that. And Ryan Garcia said, it's a shame that I had a mole in the count. And he feel like that the mole in the count was this sparring partner that Devin Haney is sparring right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all his name. He got a funny name, right? So I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to find his name just so I can tell y'all, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Y'all remember I told y'all that Danny Garcia and Islam Lara was going to have to fight each other all them months back? They going to fight August 5th. Danny Garcia versus Islanda Lara, August 5th. Lara versus Danny Garcia, August 5th. I'm gonna make that video once I get out this jump. Let me write that down. Danny Garcia, Lara, August 5th. But I digress. Let me find his name. I'm gonna fuck that name up, but I'm gonna find it anyway so y'all can get a good laugh. Said Jermaine calling out Shakur, he won't smoke. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that too. I'm talking about that too. I got that jump written down too. Yeah, I like it. It's getting spicy at 135. I'm telling you, 135 carrying boxing right now. Them boys getting spicy. That's the perfect fight for Shakur. When Devin and Tank fight each other, right? When they just get announced, right? Because that shit go happen, right? When they just get announced, bro, Shakur need to be signing to fight Jermaine because Tank and Devin got smoked. We gonna let them handle that. Perfect fight, bro. Jermaine Ortiz versus Shakur Stevenson. Please leave me alone. Anyway, I digress. I think Jermaine should have got a drop. Yeah, some people think Jermaine actually beat Loma. You know what I mean? So that ain't no. That's a good one. You know what I mean? That's a good one. That's a nice little jump right there. You know what I mean? That's a nice little jump. He said it's no different than Spence versus Bud. It's actually much worth on both sides, but majority niggas love Dale. Hell no, I take out way more fans than Dale. I digress. Dog, that's the junk though. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. I'm not comparing the amount of fans. I'm talking about niggas in general. Tank got more fanboys in overall eyes because he's a bigger star. But only the fanboys hate Dale. Every black person is not a Tank fanboy. I said, oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, you said mostly it's us that don't like Dale. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. He said, yeah, okay. He said, bro, nobody fuck with Tank because he ain't fight nobody. Tank got the casuals, like Tank got the casual eye. The Floyd Mayweather effect, that's a real thing. Canelo, right? Tank, that's a real thing. That's a real thing with certain people. Like you gotta have something to go with you, right? But then Mayweather effect is a real thing. You most definitely get richer. You know what I mean? Look at Mike Dunner, like that effect is a real thing. You know what I mean? But Tank got the casual eye. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Mostly it is Tank get more national hate, right? Because he get more national coverage, right? But the people who dislike Devin, nigga distracted me. Nigga distracted me and shit. Oh, duh. Oh, no, I'm arguing with Thomas. In the damn baseball thing. He distracted me and shit. I'm arguing with Thomas and shit. And I'm arguing with Thomas. We in the baseball chat. This nigga, man. He said, damn undisputed and nigga shit on them every minute. Take fight and sea level. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Y'all hit that thumbs up for you. I'm telling you, Tank got the casual. I digress. He's an all black disrespect. Damn, Tay D going in. Tay D said y'all be out here cooning on Dale, dog. Don't Tay D said. Tay D said y'all be out here cooning on Dale, man. That's what he's saying, man. He's every time he's about to hating on Dale, it's a black person, man. What's up with that, man? What's up with that? I've been saying Tank fighting C-level opponents. My thing is, if you go big up your fighter, man, big up your fighter, man. You can't get to turn down other fighters' resumes and stuff because you really look at it. When you really look at it, they fighting, higher ranked guys, right? Better is your opinion, right? Better is your opinion. But you get to turn down other people's resumes, but you really look at it, they fighting higher ranked opponents than your favorite fighter. He said, everybody does it though. Dale fans do the same shit to Tank. All you motherfuckers weird. It's not because y'all black. It's all I'm saying. Oh, man. You don't get a whole. Hey, look. People will smooth act like, bro. People will smooth act like stuff don't be happening, though. At least, right, bro? I keep it a buck, bro. Like, on everything, bro. People be acting smooth. How you gonna tell me Lomachenko is old, right? How you gonna tell me Lomachenko is old? Because that's what they saying. That's why they so mad that Devin called Frank old. Because Devin said Lomachenko ain't old because everybody else was trying to say Lomachenko old now. How you gonna tell me Lomachenko is old and they'll go wash him, right? But I ask, who better, Lomachenko or Ryan Garcia? Point blank period. Point blank period. Jason. Oh, point blank period. Who better, Loma or Ryan? Jason fucked up. Second question, right? Right? Speaking on it, right? Because Jason just said something of the sort, right? He said, I think Frank beat Dale ass, though. He said, ain't Mike out of the class because he is growing. Shout out my guy, James Silver. James Silver, can you do your boy a favor, James? Can you hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in? Rather you here for it. You didn't offer Otani. He offered you Otani? I didn't see that. He said he offered Otani. You ain't offer Otani. Nah, ain't no problem. I'm just saying. He said, nigga, you ain't offer Otani. He offered Otani for Gallon? He capping. Nah. It ain't. I ain't see it. Did you decline the trade before that? Nah. No, I'm saying, did you decline one before that? No, I ain't never said no. You capping? Nope. Oh, he said not in this league. Okay. He said not in this league. Oh, he said the fuck. He ain't off on time. I probably would. That's the only person I give. That's the only person you would come off Gallon for, though. He is Otani. Because he bat and he pitch. That's the only person. I bet you. I digress. We talking. We got baseball. We got baseball games going on right now. We got a baseball. TWG got a baseball fantasy league. I need to start calling them games. I need to start, bring a little more attention to that league. But we got a little league going. My bad. I got sidetrack. Yeah, Tank. Shout out my guy James Silver. Not Tank. Devin said if he's not fighting Shakur or Tank, he really want to fight Tank, right? But now he said he'll fight Shakur because now everybody trying to say he's scared of Shakur. Now that's the thing. He's scared of Shakur now. First he was scared of Devin. Now he's scared of Shakur. I guess he just scared of everybody, right? So he said if he can't fight Tank or Devin, he leaving the division. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to be in that division like you said. He growing out that division. He said he been in that division since he started. He started boxing when he was 16. He 23. He been in the same division since he was 16. He 23. So if he can't fight Tank next, he can't fight Shakur next, he want to move up. My thing is, now is the perfect time for him and Tank, right? So why everybody want to push him up now, right? Well, if he was going to move up, he should have moved up back then. The only reason he been staying here is what I told y'all 2 weeks ago. Because he want to fight Tank. And people want to make that seem like a problem. People want to make that seem like a problem. You know what I mean? That he want to fight Tank. He's standing at 135 to fight Tank. He said it's Tank or Shakur. If it ain't there one of them, I don't want nothing to do with it. He moving up to 140. I was arguing with her yesterday about that. How the fuck you ducking Shakur about fighting Tank? Right. You know what I mean? Just like Earl, just like they say Earl ducking Bud and he ducking Keith. Then he signed to fight Keith. They say, oh, he said he won't fight Keith. Look, he fight Keith. You know what I mean? He ducking Bud and he fight Keith Thurman. He fight Keith Thurman like he wasn't trying to run Keith Thurman ass down. You know what I mean? He didn't fight Bud. He didn't fight Keith, right? And then he fight Keith Thurman. Oh, look, he fight Keith Thurman. He lied. He said he won't go fight Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman won't fight him. Let's tell you the truth. Because Keith Thurman won't fight him. And folks, man, you know how that shit go. Look, he lied. Look, he fight Keith Thurman now. Look, I thought he would duck Keith Thurman. Thought you would be happy. No, he said he won't go do. I told you he'd be lying. Y'all say he won't lie. Y'all say he the truth. He the truth. Y'all said the truth don't lie. He Earl Spence Truth Jr. Y'all said he don't lie. He lied. Look, he fight Keith Thurman. But you just call him a duck because he won't fight Keith. Look, he pulled that whole shit. Nope, he lied though. So I don't get no credit for fighting Keith. Nope. Nope. He said, nah, that boo-boo ass shit, right. He said, nobody is scared of nobody. Yeah, facts. Hey, look, BC, we about to, hey, just like we found out who's scared with Earl and Bud. Hey, y'all, it's 19 people in this building. I got 28 likes. I know everybody right hit that goddamn like button. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me, man. I know more than 28 of y'all been through here. Ain't no way it's 19 of y'all sitting in here and only 28 of y'all hit that like button. I know more than 28 of y'all been through here on the whole, right? But look, though, hey, we about to find out who's scared, right? Just like we just found out who's scared at 147. Oh, yeah, because that business shit, BC, that business shit, Tank Davis fight on PBC. We know PBC let them folks fight pretty much who they want to fight. Pretty much they give you options. You can fight. Boom, 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 boom. And you pick who you go fight. Boom, 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 boom. You pick who you go fight, right? So Tank can fight who he want to fight, pretty much, right? Devin about to be a free agent. Devin only been signed to Top Rank. Devin ain't even been locked in these contracts his whole life. You know what I mean? He only been signed to Top Rank for his last, 2 fights. Last year, he ran through this Top Rank contract, right? So he going to be a free agent. He's out trying to send a super chat fan, but YouTube tripping. You got Cash App, Brody. You can hit that junk. If you don't got Cash App, appreciate you sliding through this thing, Brody. Appreciate you sliding through. Your presence is enough, King. Appreciate you. But if you got the Cash App, you can hit that junk. But I digress. Right. So he done ran through that. He done ran through that goddamn Top Rank contract. So he about to be a free agent. So Tank got the power to fight who he want to fight. That's what happened when you the cash cow, right? When you called your shots, right? And you done got away from under Floyd. So Tank called all the shots. Tank called all the shots now, right? So he can fight who he want to fight. You know what I mean? Tank literally, this is how you know Tank called shots. I be peeping game. I don't know if y'all be peeping game, but I be peeping game. This whole Ryan Garcia negotiation, right? Every time some backlash came back from Tank or to Tank, Tank said, you know what, give him what he want. And what happened? They gave him what he want, and that shit continued. Ryan Garcia said, what was the problem? Ryan Garcia said, Tank stalling the fight. Oscar De La Hoya, not Ryan Garcia. My bad, Ryan. Oscar De La Hoya said, they stalling up the fight. We want to be able to show the fight on the zone. That's all we want. That's all we want is to be able to show the fight on the zone, right? So, boom. Tank said, you know what, man? Give him whatever you want. Make the fight happen. What happened the next 2 days? Oscar De La Hoya bring his high ass to the thing with Ryan Garcia signing the contract. So I saw Tank say one day, hey, man, just give him what he want. Tank said that shit on social media. Just give him what he want. And then 2 days later, they get a new contract and Ryan Garcia signed that junk. Tank calling them shots. You know what I mean? Devin about to get away from Top Rank, so he about to be back to calling his own shots. That fight can happen. It's only Shakur who will have to go through somebody else right now at this point, right, to make one of these fights happen. But guess who Shakur don't got to go through nothing to make a fight happen with? Jermaine Ortiz. So why Devin and Tank handle their stuff, because Devin and Tank is Earl and Bud Jr. I've been saying that for the longest too, right? So why Devin and Tank handle their stuff, Shakur can fight Jermaine Ortiz, right? But it ain't no more business in between nothing they got going on. No business nowhere. Ain't no nothing. PBC letting Tank pick his fights, make his own rules. You know what I mean? PBC letting him make his own fights, pick his own rules. You know what I mean? Big dog status, Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder status. You know what I mean? Right? No Floyd Mayweather in between. It's all Tank. He calling them shots. Devin about to be back to calling his shots. And Eddie Hearn already told you, I'm a forever back Devin. So Devin got back into. So it's money to be put into this fight. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be nothing standing in between. And really, they not gonna need Eddie Hearn in the zone. Devin Haney going all the way over to the PBC side. Because Devin Haney didn't fought everywhere but Showtime in the PBC. And I think he did like one time in his life, right, real early, right? But Devin, pretty much when he's been the name, right? When at the point that he is now, he ain't never really had he never had a headline PBC Showtime fight in his career, not even once. You know what I mean? He ain't never been a headliner. He ain't never been signed to him. He ain't never went through the whole PBC process type thing. You know what I mean? He done fought on the zone. He done fought on ESPN. Devin, go ahead and make the trifecta. Look, bro, Devin went to the zone, clicked the zone up. He went to ESPN. Let's say he beat Lomachenko. He cleaned up ESPN. If Devin go to Showtime and beat Gervonta Tank Davis, and he fight Frank Martin, if you over there at PBC, we get bro. If Devin go over there to the PBC, bro, we fuck around, get Tank and a Frank Martin fight. You know what I mean? You just never know. Like if he fuck around going to the PBC and he do what he did, what he been doing, stop playing. And he only 23. He said, nope, Dev needs to cut ties with the zone, in my opinion. Yeah, for right now, yep. In order to make that Tank fight, yep, cut ties with him. For sure. Yep. Yep. In order to make that Tank fight, for sure. You know that deal. You can deal swiftly with the PBC. Appreciate you, who that was. Shout out my guy. Appreciate you. Shout out my guy Knockdown. Shout out my guy Knockdown boxing in that cash out. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out my guy Knockdown. But yeah, I digress. Yep, with this fight, Hone need to deal with him at all. He don't really got to. But that Shakur and Jermaine Ortiz, that's the fight. But that Devin Haney and Tank fight, we don't need to be pushing them nowhere. We don't need to be pushing them nowhere but to each other, man. Y'all give boy take off. Yo, we don't need to be pushing Devin. We don't need to be pushing Devin and Tank in no direction but to one another. This is the time, man. Tank calling his shots. Tank just beat Ryan Garcia, right? Tank, at this point, man, Tank stardom just as big as a star as he was, he just became an even bigger star, right? Tank got the people. Tank is the people's champ. Can't deny that. Tank is the people's champ. Tank got the people. Devin has reached the plateau of, a boxing career. Undisputed. Now, it's still more that he could do, right, to solidify his Hall of Fame, right? But Devin has reached the mountain. He's reached undisputed. So you got the biggest star, Tank Davis, and you got the undisputed champion of the world, man. It makes perfect sense. It's a perfect storm. It's actually, right, Earl and Bud at 135. It's an Earl and Bud type of fight, type of situation, talent for talent, name for name, 1 versus 2, undisputed, all the belts on the line. Half the people think this guy, half the people think that guy. It got me fighting you, it got you fighting him fighting her, me fighting him, us fighting him. This is the fight to be made, man. This is the fight to be made. And Shakur get the winner. Because Shakur was the last one into 35. So Shakur get the winner. Big Tex. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Pimp, glad you can make it, man. TWT in the building. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, greatly appreciate you sliding through. You know what I mean? We're here having us a 135 conversation. We're here having us a 135 conversation, man. We originally started out talking about, you know, what Frank Ghost Martin had to say. And we done broke that on down, you know, down the whole division, right? He said, no, don't say that, because then we won't get it. Tay, this thing is a go. Tay, this thing is a go, bro. Tay, this thing is a go, bro. The only way it don't happen, right? The only way Dev don't fight Tank is if some legal stuff happen, right? But I don't think that, you know, even if some legal, I don't think he gonna be, you know, gone. I don't think he'll be gone for that long. You know what I mean? But the only way don't, and I really don't think he gonna have to. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. I ain't even gonna put that into the atmosphere. I ain't gonna put that juju. I ain't gonna put that juju into the air. I ain't gonna put that juju in the air though. But you know, like, but the only reason that fight don't, if it don't happen, it ain't gonna be Tank fault. It ain't gonna be Devin fault. It's gonna be some other shit. It's gonna be some other shit though. But that fight is gonna happen, bro. Like, people understand, like, time is precious. Like, time waits for no man, right? Tank is getting a little older, right? Tank got the situation going on, right? You know what I mean? If you the other guys, right? If you Devin right now, right? You still young, right? If you win, boom, you a mega star. If you lose, you young enough to be able to, you know, get it back, move to 140, you know, keep progressing, and, you know, do that thing again. You get what I mean? It make perfect sense. It's like that junk. Both these guys, right now, the field, both these guys want this fight. This fight is lined up. It ain't lined up like we thought Earl and Bud was lined up, right? This fight is really lined up, you know what I mean, between two guys who really want this fight. At this point, they know that they don't got no choice. Y'all see what brought us in here today? Frank Martin. If they don't fight one another right now, they got to run into Frank Martin. Do you want to lose to Frank, or do you want to lose to Tank or Devin? You want to lose to Frank? You want to lose to Tank? Or you want to lose to Devin, man? You don't want to lose to Frank because you ain't going to get a big bag for that. You want to lose to Tank or you want to lose to Devin? I'm saying you got to lose. Come on, man. It makes perfect sense because if y'all keep doing these things, 135, y'all go eventually running to Frank. And that's going to be, I think that's a harder fight for less money, right? Frank Martin, right? The equivalent. Frank Martin right now at 135 is the equivalent to Jerome Boots Ennis at 147. I keep correlating this to Earl and Bud because this is Earl and Bud Jr. But we gonna get this fight. Right now, Frank Martin is like Boots. You know, that contender that used to be prospect, that's a contender right now. We're like, oh, that guy a contender. Now he's not a prospect no more, right? That contender, right? That we like, he might be able to get them folks. You know what I'm saying? So I think they in the spot right now where you gotta go and get it with one another, or we gonna want to see you fight Frank the Ghost Martin. We gonna want to see you fight that boogeyman. You know what I mean? You either gotta go and get it now, or you will have to fight Frank Martin, because we ain't gonna keep taking these filler fights, right? We're not gonna keep taking these filler fights. You know, we ain't no goddamn cars, we ain't no sports cars, we ain't trying to get, you know, we don't like filler fights. We want the big one. We want the big one. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These filler fights, you know, that's the mean time in between time. You know what I mean? My guy, great question, Teach. My guy Teach said, who gives him the opportunity? He's not in the driver's seat at the moment, right? If we talking about out of the top guys, if you asking me, if I had to pick one person who I think probably will fight him first, if they all stay at 135, right? If they all stay at 135, it's a different answer from what I feel realistically would have happened, right? Realistically, I think him and Tank may have to get it on, right? First, because Devin would be at 140, right? So he wouldn't fight Frank. He will be at 140. Frank and Tank both will be over there at the PBC, right? So I think maybe there'll be a crash course, or maybe the PBC never give Frank Tank because they think he may be a hazard or something like that, right? But maybe Tank and Frank, right? One of the, maybe that fight, Frank, but I'll stay at 135, then Devin Haney will fight Frank Martin first, because I feel like Devin Haney is one of those guys, and this is why I mess with Devin, right? Because, you know, I'm a throwback kind of fan. I mess with Devin because Devin is a throwback kind of fighter. So is Earl Spence. He's a throwback kind of fighter, right? They run directly to smoke. I expect Devin Haney to lose one day. I expect Earl Spence to lose one day, because they run directly to smoke. You know what I mean? When you run directly to smoke, somebody going to get you. You know what I mean? I be telling folks, if you undefeated on the streets, you ain't had enough fights. You know what I mean? Because I know, because I run the smoke. And guess what? I ain't undefeated. You know what I mean? I'm a beast, though. Like, niggas respect what's going on, but I ain't undefeated. You know what I mean? You run into enough smoke, somebody go get you, even if they don't get you bad, even if they don't get you, even if they don't beat you to sleep, they don't beat you senseless. Somebody go get you if you run into enough smoke. You know what I mean? I expect Earl to lose one day. I expect Devin to lose because they run into smoke. I expect guys like Terrence Crawford, right? And maybe Tank. If Tank don't get in the ring with none, let's just be real. And not to sound like them, y'all know who them is, right? Not to sound like them. But if Tank don't get in the ring with none of these brothers, I don't expect him to lose. If he don't get in the ring with these brothers, I don't expect Tank to lose. I don't see nobody being Tank but a Devin Haney. I don't see nobody being Tank but Shakur Stevenson. I don't see nobody being Tank but a Frank Martin. And tell me what a Shakur Stevenson, a Devin Haney, and a Frank Martin all get going. You know what I mean? But I expect Earl Spence to lose one because he challenged himself. I expect Devin Haney to lose one day because he challenged himself. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali lost, and I love bringing up Ali. I love bringing up Ali. Y'all know I love bringing up Ali in Florida. Ali lost because he challenged himself. You know what I mean? He said he might be forced if he doesn't drop the belt. I think if they all stayed at 135, right? I think Devin Haney will probably end up fighting Frank Martin first. But realistically, Tank and Frank are on a crash collision. It's a matter of if the WBO and if the PBC is going to let that happen, right? Do they see enough value in Tank to where they might not necessarily, they might just have him sit on that regular belt, right? And let Tank, have the WBA, right? But I tell you this, if Devin Haney some way is the beat Tank, he gonna have to beat him twice. Because ain't no way Devin Haney gonna beat Tank and not have to do a rematch, right? If Devin Haney somehow is able to beat Gervonta Tank Davis twice, then we get Frank versus Devin. Devin beats, if Tank beats Devin, then Devin moves to 140. Then you'll have Shakur and Tank at 135. Shakur will be over on the ESPN side. If I'm ESPN, I'm not trying to make a Frank Martin fight. Can y'all hear me? If I'm ESPN, I'm not trying to make a Frank Martin fight. I'm trying to make a Tank fight if I'm with Shakur, right? So I don't see Shakur versus Frank happening because if I'm ESPN, I'm not giving you my Shakur Stevenson for Frank Martin because then I'd be building 2 stars if Frank Martin is to beat Shakur, right? If Tank beats if Tank beats Shakur, then Shakur lost to the best guy. He lost to the cream of the crop. If Shakur loses to Frank Martin, then you got another star because your second star, right, your secondary title holder, then beat my star. So now you got a star in Frank and Tank. I'm not about to give you 2 stars. So if I'm going to do that, then Shakur is fighting Tank, not Frank. You know what I mean? So realistically, right, Frank and Tank is probably going to be the battle. How soon it will happen, I don't know. If Devin beats Tank, which he have to do twice, because we know it's going to be a rematch clause in that thing for Tank, right? If Devin somehow is able to beat Tank twice, then you goddamn right the PBC go throw Frank Martin in there. He said, I like how you threw that some type of way beat Tank twice. Yeah, you got to beat Tank twice. You got to beat him twice. That's a hard task, bro. That's a hard task. Being Tank ain't easy. I ain't no fool. I ain't no damn fool at least. You know what I mean? I'm a fool. I ain't no damn fool. It ain't gonna be, bro. I think Tank beat all these guys right now. But I like Devin because he challenging himself. He want that smoke. That's what I like. I like the fact that Devin want that smoke. And then it kind of look like Tank is the one that's a little hesitant. You know what I mean? Even if I think Tank may edge him, right? Tank actually is the one that look hesitant to fight Devin. You know what I mean? He said Tank is not fighting the brother. He gonna fight Devin, man. Tank gonna fight Devin. I so hardly believe Tank gonna fight Devin, bro. Because he said it, bro. He said it one too many times, and the last time he said it, I believed it. Tank said it one too many times, bro. The last time he said it, I saw the look on his face. I saw he was agitated with that shit. He said after Garcia, I'm fighting Devin or I'm fighting Shakur. Right? And he said Devin first. Because him and Devin been had to beat down. I saw it on his face. No, he ain't. He gonna fight. He said next. I personally think, right, there shouldn't be a fight in between, right? But if there is a fight in between, they think it Tank gonna make quick work of them, right? But I say don't take a fight in between. After Devin fight Lomachenko in 2 weeks, you go straight into a Devin Haney negotiation, right? That's what I say. But Devin Haney and Shakur, man, Devin Haney and Tank, they go get it on. It make too much sense not to happen. Tank, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to fight. He said it 1-2 minutes. What's good, PJ? Shout out my guy, PJ. But Frank, if realistically, I think maybe it's Tank first because they both on the PBC side. That's what I'm thinking. For sure, knockdown. For sure. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. Greatly appreciate you sliding. I didn't expect to be here, this long. I'm gonna give y'all about, another 20. I'm gonna go around this thing. Got to 2 hours. You know what I mean? Type deal. We in this thing, right? I really lost track of time. Because we was in this thing having us, a great conversation. I got to get ready, for this night. I'm coming right back to the Lakers play at what? Like, is it 9 or is it 8? 8. So I'll be back about 7:30. You know what I mean? I got another short EP I want to drop too. You know what I mean? A little, we got a little juice, a little juice. I got a fight date to drop. Israel Lara and Danny Garcia got a date, right? So I got to make that 8-minute video when I get up off here. It was one more thing I wanted to make a little 8-minute vid on. So I got a couple little shorts. I'm gonna do this for 20 minutes, but y'all go see me again. Y'all know how I do. 8 minutes might turn to 10. 10 might turn to 15. 15 could turn to 20. Y'all know I can end that thing at 25. And y'all know I'm in that thing at 30 for sure. If I go past 30, y'all gonna have to stay an hour, right? But I'm gonna try my best not to go, too long. I'm gonna try to make that thing 8, 10, 12, 15, minutes, right? 8 be the goal type deal. But it's a couple more things I do want to wrap about. I ain't done, for the day. I'm back on my I'm back on my greasy, man. I'm back to what, got y'all here type deal. So whoever fights Tank first, the one who's watching will have the advantage later. If Devin fights Tank, Shakur will have tape to go off of and vice versa. Fact, it's gonna be Devin. Devin and Tank gonna get it on first, brother. Devin and Tank gonna get it on first. A Street Mike said it's big if he beat him once, but 2 times. Nah. They gonna fight. If Devin win, if Devin beat Tank, they gonna fight 2 times. You know what I mean? If Devin beat Tank, they gonna fight 2 times. Devin might not have their rematch. I'm expecting that to be in there. Tank contract is pretty much beat him. The only thing Tank ain't gonna be able to get this time out is that weight rehydration clause, bro. You know what I mean? Nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing the brother like that. That's the only thing Devin said he ain't taking. Devin said he'll give Tank everything else. Devin said he giving Tank everything else, but he not giving him that weight rehydration thing, man. You can't make, nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing that. You know what I mean? We ain't going down there, bro. He said Shakur was like riding through 2 hooks in a row and tried to throw a third one. Sucker. Yeah, in fact, you can't throw the same punch in repetition against Tank. You should have learned that with Leo. Leo threw 2 jabs, and on the 3rd jab, he went to sleep. You know what I mean? He said, do you believe Devin walks around 150? Most definitely. Most definitely believe Devin walks around 150. Yep. Most definitely I do. Most definitely believe he walks around 150. I think he might have been lying. He might walk around heavier than that. Devin might walk around heavier than that, man. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah, I believe you walk around 150. I think you walk around 160, bro. 157. I think Devin Haney easily a middleweight. Devin Haney easily a junior middleweight. Devin Haney easily a junior middleweight walking around this jump, man. Okay, let's go. My bet's doing pretty good right now. Blue Jays win, and I got the Lakers plus 12 tonight at 8. Let go. I can make one more. I need to make one more now. I only made one. Wait a minute, too. I can make one more. He said that's like 15, 20. Yeah, for sure. He's like, I'm not just I most definitely think that man walks around 155. Yep. Thank you. I most definitely think that man walks around 155, bro. This is why I think he was lying. Now fuck with Dale. Because he hesitated. Dude asked me, what you walk around there? Dale really was about to say about 160. He was like, 150. 150. Man, y'all seen Dale in between fights, man. David, bro. But that man that's a healthy young brother, bro. Y'all be seeing him after he rehydrate on fight night. The boy be looking like a middleweight, bro. Do Dale not be looking like 147, 154, bro, when on fight night? Look at Dale when he hopped in the ring with Lomachenko after Lomachenko fight Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz and Shakur Stevenson is the fight to make. Bro, look at how big Devin was when he hopped in the ring with Lomachenko. Bro, y'all don't think that man was 154 pounds at the lightest? Bro, Dale is the middle. Dale, he's walking around. And the way that you walk around there is not the weight, is not the best weight for you to fight it. The best way for you to fight it is a weight below the weight that you walk around it, right? That will be the best, right? But I most definitely believe Dev walking. Dev said it, bro. But Dev said, I've been this way since I was 16. So think about this. That means when Dev was 16, bro, he was 135 pounds. He's 23. Y'all think he gained 20 pounds from 16 to 23? You know he did. That man probably walking around this bitch 166 in this motherfucker. I believe Dev was kept. Dev was like, I ain't finna tell these folks I be 160 walking around this junk. Dev was like 150, 150. Yeah, I think he walking around this junk 150. I think he 150 plus. Said the way he talking, it seems like he's losing weight like Spence, but he's not. He said if it goes 12, Devin by points probably, but I think Tank knocks him out. Devin Chin a little iffy. He has been wobbled. Yep, but he got wobbled right. HG Mike on the inside. He was inside fight. He was beating the guy 10 straight rounds, right? And he said, you know what? I'm about to go on the inside. I'm finna inside fight this guy. At no point is Devin Haney about to go on the inside with Gervonta Tank Davis and be like, I'm about to fight this nigga on the inside. Gervonta Tank Davis going to have to find Devin Haney that night. It's going to be a cat and a mouse game. Ryan Garcia was sitting there throwing punches at Tank. Leo was sitting there throwing punches at Devin, right? Hector Garcia was standing there trading with Tank. He wasn't sitting there. He would trade with him, right? But he ended up getting caught. Devin Haney is not neither of those guys. It's going to be a whole different fight. It's going to be a completely different fight with Devin Haney. When Devin Haney step in that thing, it's going to be a completely different fight from what, he used to. It's going to be a cat and the mouse game, A Street. It's going to be a cat and the mouse game. He's going to have to find Devin. You know what I mean? And people really count on Devin Haney to get tired. Devin Haney don't get tired, fool. That man can fight. It's only, bro, some of these fights, if it was 15 rounds today, some fighters wouldn't make it. Devin Haney not one of those guys. Devin Haney not one of those guys that wouldn't make it to 15. You know what I mean? He's not one of them. I see my guy Teak said, especially with Shakur, he said, I think it favors Dev now that he bigger because Tank would have beat the shit out of young Dev. Yeah, in fact, agreed. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Wholeheartedly. I think Bud got a little better chance to beat Earl now than he did 3 years ago because he didn't set him to the weight. But I don't think Bud I think Bud's scared of Earl. This is how I feel. And I'm a Bud fan. But I think he got a better chance now, but we'll never know because he ain't gonna fight him. But yeah, Dev most definitely got a better chance now than what he did when he was younger. I think now is the time. Perfect storm. Tank in his prime. Devin is old enough to be able to compete, right? He a grown man, 23. He old enough to be able to compete. He got a grown man body. He got enough of a grown man body, right? He got the mental to be able to handle it and shit. It's perfect timing, bro. Perfect timing. If Tank get any older, it's gonna be too late, right? If he get 21, if he get 31, you know what I mean? Shit like that, it's gonna be too late. He 28, 29 this year. It's time. You know what I mean? It's time. Physically, both of them still in their prime, 23, 28, right? Both in their prime. You know what I mean? Dev having to go to Australia twice, they increase your mental. We know Tank got a high-ass boxing IQ, right? It's time, man. It's time, bro. It is now. The time is now. The time is now, like that John Cena intro. The time is up. The time is now. You can't see me. The time is now. You must have forgot to shut off. Whatever y'all know what I'm saying about the time is now, dog. Goddamn. You know what I mean? Won't need to wait no more. Y'all done talked enough. We had enough simmer. Both of y'all primed and ready. Devin undisputed. Tank just beat Ryan Garcia. He's big as he go get. You know what I mean? Devin can't win no more. Devin got too many belts. He got to get rid of belts now. Devin got to get rid of belts to go get new belts. It's time, man. Let's all get rid of them things. Tank Davis got to get them belts. I know you don't care about the belts. You and Devin got real smoke, though. He got all the strength. You got everything. You got the money. You got the fans. You got everything. But the belts. You know what I mean? Devin Haney, you got what you came for. You got undisputed. You got the biggest accomplishment in your sport. You got everything, right? You want the respect. Devin Haney said the other day, I'm gonna make them respect this shit. You know what I mean, Devin Haney? How you do that? You go over there and you beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Man, don't tell me you ain't gotta sell this fight no more. You ain't gotta sell this fight. No. And guess what? Guess what's the best thing about this? They can do it again later on. Both of them, Ryan and Tank, Devin Tank, whoever, however the chips may fall, Shakur and Tank, Shakur and Devin, they can fight multiple times. Why do they gotta fight one time? They all young. Tank is a little older. You know, Tank a little older, but he ain't old. He can fight till he's 33. You know what I mean? 32. They can fight. He can fight both of them again in a year or two. You know what I mean? They can fight again if they gonna get it on now. Erlen Bud could have fought 2-3 times by now, dog. Erlen Bud could have fought 2-3 times by now. You know what I mean? He got everything exactly, and you get it by fighting and beating Tank. You know what I mean? You ain't necessarily got to beat him, but if you beat him, man, ain't nothing else they can say. What else they gonna say? What else they gonna say? Ain't nothing else they can say. You know what I mean? Nothing else they can say. It's the perfect storm for both of them. Tank got everything but the straps. Devin got everything, but you know the respect from the masses. Tank is what I talked about earlier, man. Devin is the real champ. Tank is the people's champ. Tank got everything but the people. Devin got everything but the people. Tank got everything but the belts. Make it happen, man. Make that shit happen, yo. Make that shit happen. It ain't no reason, right? No reason. Especially with it ain't no reason, especially with, you know what I mean, Tank being able to pick who he want to fight. It should be allowed to even say EJ and Bud now, right, y'all? It really should. It really should. He said he flew to Aussie twice. That this shit. If a nigga came on you, whooped your ass, but still with that, go top them boys. And we want to see it, man. You know, I'm tired of us, right? A Street. A Street, I'm tired of us, right? A Street, look, I'm gonna put that up there, A Street, because I want to hit on it. A Street, before I get up out of 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left. A Street, I'm tired of us having to have this conversation, right? I'm tired of us having to wonder, bro, like, man, I think Tank gonna knock him out. Man, Tank ain't gonna be able to hit him with this shot. Dev ain't gonna be there for this shot. Dev ain't gonna be there for this shot. Nope, Tank gonna knock him out. You think he gonna move around the ring for 12 rounds? Devin Haney don't get tired. What you mean? Devin Haney got an active jab. Tank be, if you don't throw the same punch in the row, Tank can't knock you out. Tank only got to hit you one time. Dev got to be perfect for 12 rounds. Tank got to be perfect for a second. You know, I'm tired of us having to do that. You know what I mean, bro? I'm tired of us having to do that. And guess what, A Street? Just like we found out who do want the smoke and who don't want the smoke with Erlen Bud, guess what this time right now about to tell us, right? Outside of something outside of boxing, messing it up. Guess what? This about to tell us now, because Tank can fight who he want to fight. Devin Haney about to be a promotional free agent, meaning he can fight who he want to fight, right? He back to fight who he want to fight. Tank can fight who he want to fight. Devin can fight who he want to fight. All he got to do is beat Lomachenko. So guess what they could do? Perfect time to fight one another. We don't need to see Tank versus Cruz. We don't need to see Tank even versus Frank Martin, who the headliner of the show today. We don't need to see Devin versus Frank Martin. We don't need to see Devin versus Shakur. We don't need to see Tank versus Shakur. We need to see Devin versus Tank. Shakur is, you know, with Top Rank, right? Shakur chance would have came, right? Shakur chance would have came before Devin left Top Rank. Shakur chance would be right now if he was going to fight Devin. Why you wait till the last fight on Devin contract to make an uproar about it? Why you didn't make an uproar about maybe that Cambosis jump, right? If Shakur was going to fight Devin next, now it will be Shakur versus Devin. But Lomachenko is filling that spot, right? This is last fight on Top Rank. So outside of Devin fighting Shakur Stevenson, right? Stand with Top Rank. he gonna be a promotional free agent and able to fight who he want to fight, like he been his whole career up until these last 2 fights. You know what I mean? So neither of these guys are gonna have any strings attached to them. We know PBC put on the big fights all the time. They just made Tank versus Ryan, no problem. They're not even gonna have a promotional outlet, to do business with, for them to do business against. So that fight gonna be piece of cake. Devin not a hard guy. Devin not a hard guy to do business with. You ain't never heard about Devin being hard to do business with. Devin priced himself out. Devin literally took almost, I hate to say, a slave deal, right? Because of the terminology, man, Devin took a goddamn slave deal over on ESPN. Right? Look, before I get up, I want to say this too, right? We call Tank the cash cow, right? Because some people don't know why we call Tank the cash cow, right? Some people think we call Tank the cash cow because he make the most money for his fights. No, we call Tank the cash cow because he generate the most money, right, for his fights in that division, right? He cash cow that division because he generate the most money in that division, just like Earl Spence, right? But think about this. Look at how much money people made fighting Devin Haney compared to what Devin Haney made at Top Rank. Because Devin was making the 3-4 million at the Zone before he went to Top Rank, right? People seem to forget that too. He was making it 2.5, 3, 4 million. You know what I mean? Over there on the Zone before he went to Top Rank. But look at how much those guys was getting in comparison to Devin Haney. Kambosos made 20 million that fight. Kambosos made 8 million the first fight, and he made 12 million the second fight. You know what I mean? He made 8 million the first fight, made 10 million the second. You know what I mean? Kambosos made almost $20 million off of Devin Haney. $20 million in 2 fights off of Devin Haney. Devin Haney made $8 million off them fights. So Kambosos made more than double what Devin Haney made. Devin Haney, he ain't tripping about that type of thing. You know what I mean? He's not the kind of guy who gonna let something like that, get in the way. Like, you talking about making money? It's lucrative to fight Devin Haney. You get paid for fighting Devin Haney. You get paid for fighting Tank Davis. People want to make it seem like, he just hurting. He not. Like, he wasn't taking pay cuts till he got to Top Rank. He only went to Top Rank to fight for undisputed, which is what you're supposed to do. It's not about money. It's about being the best. But I digress. I think they pulling that May pack shit. They want to pay resales of how they can get them boys. Them boys about to get it going right now. But look though, I ain't gonna keep out in this thing no longer. I've been here 2 hours. I'm supposed to be here goddamn about 30 minutes. You know what I mean? But I got the talk. I got the rambling. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through. I'm gonna be back. For the Laker game tonight. The live call, game call, live betting. Y'all slide through this thing. Skinny Hardaway, Southern T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. It's the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.